I recently finished my second Hyrox race after 4 weeks of training. So I want to explore how my second race compared to my first and what I've learned, hopefully to be helpful to you in your training journey. We'll start with my first Hyrox, which was Hyrox Warsaw back in April. My total run time was 59 minutes, 24 seconds, and my fastest 1K was 5 minutes and 30 seconds. For a beginner in my age group, I don't think that's too bad. My ski erg time was exactly 5 minutes, and at this point in the race, I was just kind of getting a feel for things and was still feeling pretty relaxed. Then in the sled push, things took a bit of a turn. I have to admit, I did not expect the weight to feel that heavy, and it was not moving smoothly. My time ended up being 3 minutes and 52 seconds, and by the time I finished, my heart rate was really high, my legs were burning, and this was when I started to feel a little nauseous. Then for the sled pull, my time was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This station went a lot smoother for me, and I felt a little bit better when I was doing this station, but still a little bit nauseous. Then came the Burpee Broad Jumps. Now, I think most people will agree that this is the most difficult station of all, and no matter how well you try to pace yourself, some degree of suffering and pain is inevitable. So my time ended up being 6 minutes and 26 seconds, which is a little below the average for beginners in the men's open division. Nothing to be ashamed of. And I remember I started to feel nauseous again after finishing the Burpee Broad Jumps. And then I think I took like a solid minute at the water station in the Roxzone to try and recover. But unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling any better even after taking a break at the water station, so I decided to just keep it moving. And then came the rowing machine. Now, the rowing machine is usually kind of a break for most competitors, but this is where I started to feel really nauseous. I actually thought I was going to throw up on the rowing machine. So I was fighting against that urge the whole time while trying to pace myself and coach myself through it, and it ended up being pretty slow and painful. My time ended up being a whopping 7 minutes and 14 seconds, which is way below the average and way below my potential, but I was just really grateful anyway to get through it without throwing up. Thankfully, the next station is the farmer's carry, which is one of the easier stations. My time ended up being 2 minutes and 27 seconds there, which actually falls within the average, so not bad, especially considering that I was still feeling very nauseous. Now, unfortunately, at the next station, which is the walking lunges, I ended up feeling the worst of all. So anyway, the walking lunges were by far the worst for me that day and ended up taking me 8 minutes and 36 seconds, which was way below my potential and way below the average. But I'm just really glad I didn't give up because I remember wanting to quit at that point. Then came the wall balls, the final station, and it took me 15 minutes and 1 second to finish there. And then I crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 12 minutes and 48 seconds. So it was a tough day at the office that day. I think that it was a combination of nerves, not fueling my body as well as I could have, and also not being properly conditioned for a Hyrox. I had been training for a marathon at that time, so I had a really good aerobic base at that time, but I just hadn't trained VO2 max or my threshold enough to be physically and mentally ready for the high intensity of a Hyrox. But we learned our lesson, and then came my second race, which was Hyrox Istanbul a couple weeks ago. This time I made sure to fuel my body a little more conscientiously, and about 2 hours before this second race I had a bowl of oatmeal with honey and salt for electrolytes, and then around 30 minutes before the race I had a banana. So for my second race, Hyrox Istanbul, my total run time there was 53 minutes and 18 seconds, and my fastest 1K was 5 minutes 3 seconds, so there was an improvement there, and I would attribute that to all of the zone 4 and the threshold training that I did. My second Hyrox ski erg was 5 minutes and 3 seconds, which was actually a little slower, and I think the reason it was a little bit slower there is because I was really trying to pace myself and conserve energy. Anyway, just a 3-second difference, no big deal. My second sled push time was 3 minutes 55 seconds, so once again exactly 3 seconds slower than the first time. I was a bit surprised to see that I was slower the second time around here because I felt a lot smoother and a lot stronger this time. And again, I think this is just because I was trying to be really careful and pace myself, because I remembered all too well from my first Hyrox how painful it can be to go too hard here and then have all the lactic build up in your legs and then feel sick for the rest of the race. Then my second sled pull time was 4 minutes and 11 seconds, which was about 20 seconds faster than the first time. So there was some solid improvement there. This is actually one of the stations that comes easiest to me, and I feel like I do pretty well there. According to some statistics I've seen, actually, my time there is actually in the top 25% in the men's open division across all age groups, which was nice to see. Then once again, those Burpee Broad Jumps. This time I finished in 6 minutes and 9 seconds, which was almost a 20 seconds improvement, which I'm really happy with. Still pretty brutal, but once again, we improved. Then for the rowing machine, I felt a lot better this time and was not feeling nauseous, which was really good. My time was 5 minutes and 30 seconds, which was almost 2 minutes faster than my first time, so there was a solid improvement there. Then in the farmer's carry, my time was 2 minutes and 23 seconds, which was a slight improvement over my 2 minutes and 27 seconds from the first time, and it definitely felt a lot smoother the second time around. Then in the walking lunges, things went much smoother this second time, and my time was much better at 6 minutes and 5 seconds. I think part of what led to this being better was the alternating lunges and the Bulgarian split squats that I did in my preparation. Then for the wall balls this second time around, it took me 8 minutes and 51 seconds, a full 6 minutes faster than the first time. So there was a huge improvement there, and I felt so much better than the first time. Considering I only had access to a medicine ball for only one of my workouts, I thought this was a really good result. In my training for this race, I basically relied on dumbbell thrusters to prep for the wall balls, so that seemed to work out very well. My total Roxzone time for my first Hyrox was 20 minutes and 22 seconds, and for the second race, it was 18 minutes and 13 seconds. And for those who don't know, the Roxzone is the transition zone that you go through when you finish a run and go to one of the stations and vice versa. This is also where you'll find the water stations. So my overall time for my second Hyrox was 1 hour, 53 minutes and 33 seconds, almost 20 minutes faster overall, which I was really happy to see. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed because I think I could do better than 1 hour 53, and I actually thought I had done better, but it was a great experience. And I'm grateful that I was able to improve and get a ticket to the race in the first place, because it can be really hard to get tickets these days. So that was my experience in my first Hyrox and second Hyrox. And if you don't mind, comment below if you've done a Hyrox and share what your experience was. I'd be curious to hear. And if you're planning to do a Hyrox, I wish you luck.